Oh my god! I said that as a joke! I said that as a joke! Y'all know the drill. Pay attention to the warnings. This shit's fucked.
Why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. Primary stem structure is
That's
a
cool
host
as
of
fuck.
divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries. It absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means.
A few months ago. Well,
Using a
welcome.
sophisticated form of photosynthesis,
Excuse me?
the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy
Before that
to
was a
fuel the
year.
crawl's
Well,
growth.
I'm glad I'm forcing all y'all to watch this with me.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments,
Oh.
easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere.
That's
Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leaves behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
So we are just...
This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth,
Gore, violence, death, and flashing lights. So the normal.
the trimmings. Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs.
Huh?
All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
That's so fun. I hate it.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball. Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects.
So this is
and
what people
deceased
think if,
animals.
like, you die and your pet is gonna start eating you.
Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened.
I hate it.
Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
I hate it so much.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers.
I'm guessing this is bold. Like,
Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months.
I'm guessing this is all
having a
bullshit,
maximum
like, they're
lifespan
not
of 2 to
extinct.
4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests. Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets, and relatively domesticate them.
of course we will.
Nuisance or not,
Of
trimmings
course.
are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers, to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
The fucking what now? Yeah, y'all know the drill. Yeah,
The
because
meat snake.
we heard the news.
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
Holy
Although,
shit.
under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
What the fuck
The
do you
meat
mean?
snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
I'm sorry.
During its lifespan,
It does
it will
what?
swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years. The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
It's time to start burning some
The
bit.
meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only
What
be
the
found
fuck?
in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
Oh fuck, of course
Their
Australia.
population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them,
Hey,
only
friend.
acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, meat snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell. Our next creature is the mimic.
Oh fuck. Fuck my life, of course there is.
The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy.
Yeah, no
They
shit.
greatly resemble humans without skin, with
Oh,
added
fun.
exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most
Hate the
prominent
mimic?
feature,
Yeah.
a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Because
What?
of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and
Oh
only have 4 appendages.
my
In
god.
this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture. Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when
I'm
it is most
sorry.
vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves.
Fuck off.
Once a human
Fuck
is in
off.
place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Fuck off with that knocking bullshit. It's just gonna break through the door. Bestie, you're fucked. Oh, bestie, you're fucked. Hey, yo, I guarantee you jump scare incoming. I hate this. Turn off the flashlight! Come on, bitch. It's toying. Hey, friend. I said, turn off the flashlight! That's cool. Hey, Fred.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has 2 potential morphs it may develop into.
Thanks.
If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features.
Excuse me?
It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, Get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on
Get the gun.
is not
Start
effective
shooting.
enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Be safe.
I
and avoid any encounters with a mimic
highly
at all
fucking
costs.
doubt that.
Next up, the Harvester.
Oh, he munching. Oh, he got good. Oh, he had a feast.
The Harvester.
Cause there is an episode in this that I'm not
The
kidding.
Harvester is a large,
Actually, hold on. Let me
bulbous
explain
mass
this while
with a large
let me
amount of
pause this really
tendrils
quickly
spreading
second.
from the tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally.
That's
The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with two types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump two types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting. Whenever a large animal moves
So in other words,
across
you're
the area
fucked.
armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss.
so in
Once the
other
prey
words,
has
you're
bled out,
fucked.
The second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thin,
The fucking
but
what
very
now?
sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood and move their way to the surface
They sense
and
the
begin
blood.
to absorb the vital
They
fluid.
sense
Once the
blood.
has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals.
Big
A
ball.
strange behavior
Big
the
ball.
harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping.
So again, I would be fucked no matter where I decide to live.
Is 100% positive. The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that if you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements.
Rather forgiving.
If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal. Next up is the host.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry, the fucking what now? I'm sorry, the fucking what now? Documentary 6, Host of Influence. What the fuck?
The host of influence.
What the fuck?
The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease.
Smash.
The host is a semi-human.
Lily, this is not a hear me out.
It has the structure of a head, torso.
Lily, this is not a hear me out. This is a you need to go to therapy.
It shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body,
Lily, this is not a hear me out. This is a you need to go to therapy.
Cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding.
It's a little guy.
On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are
hollow,
hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America. Obtaining info about the host is
so the US just got fucked.
This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them. An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
He an
If
artist?
the host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
Just...
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
Give me a good reason not to ever leave my
Next.
house.
The monoliths.
The fucking what? The fucking what? I also see these pictures. They're just hard to look at. Darian, what the fuck did you make? Respectfully.
The monoliths. The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of... There are only 6 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers
Oh, that's
in
so
diameter.
fun. We don't know
This
what the
ring
fuck
of
they are.
monoliths
That's...
surround-
Damn.
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly
for
embedded
fuck's-
underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands
I don't
of
wanna hear
these
shit.
strands,
I don't wanna hear
tightly woven
shit.
together to form
Don't
the
say
structure.
smash.
These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away.
It's on my bed.
What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing.
I don't believe that.
The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in... During this period,
So we're fucked.
they were extremely aggressive. When the group of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team,
I'm just getting cold,
completely knocking
man.
them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity.
I'm sorry, it can do fucking
Finally,
what?
long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
It can fucking blast a what? Oh my god.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration
I
and discovery
don't
of the lives
trust
of these
the
living
Meat Nation.
creatures.
I don't trust y'all motherfuckers. No. I don't trust them. I don't like this. No, thank you. Okay, cool. We can skip that.
Greatest discovery of the age.
Because it just put all of the videos into one thing. Okay, we can skip that. Impromptu travel product of sense of wanted by the CSIS. Vincent Barrett, date of birth, August. Like in 1988. Canadian? Huh.
Information of the whereabouts of
So he's fully
be making a dish that has recently gained a fair amount of popularity. Today's dish will be a cheesy crawled penne.
That looks raw. That shit does not look cooked.
To start off, these will be the ingredients you will need. 3 cups
Like raw.
of
Shut
pasta.
Lily.
Roughly 3 cups worth of fresh scroll. Try to get a variety of sizes when you buy yours, or when you harvest them yourself. 1 cup of cheese. Half a cup of green onion. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of Cajun spice.
Because I'm a dinosaur. Raw.
Of parsley. 1 tablespoon of dill. 1 tablespoon.
I respect the
of
hustle.
garlic,
I respect it.
a pinch of pepper. And finally, the most crucial ingredient. Nutrier Company's newly released flavor enhancer. To bring out the richness of flavors within each and every meal.
That's...
First, get a medium-sized pot and fill half of it with water.
Why are you wearing gloves for this?
Add a pinch of salt, which is used to help
Because
the
I'm a major...
pasta to boil faster and
User
help
has been
flavor
banned.
the pasta. Then, set aside to boil.
I could never ban my wife.
Grab your coal and a sharp knife. Begin to cut the meat into a rough mince.
Like, where is he for real? Now, do you keep the weird film on it?
Roll is soft on the outside, but the interior has a surprising sturdiness. Then, gather the meat and set aside.
In Dungeons. What the fuck?
Mince the green onion into rough segments.
You didn't clean the board! Clean the board, you slut! Hey, yo, you cross-contaminating shit.
Mince and set aside. At this time, your crawl will be brown and crisp. Add your minced green onion and then the spices. Mix well. Once your pasta is finished cooking, strain it. Lay your cooked penne evenly into your dish.
My man has a respirator mask on.
Then add the crawl topping.
My man has a mask on.
Sprinkle a generous amount of cheese along the still warm crawl for it to melt. At this point, finish preparing the dish with your flavor enhancer, but allow your dish to cool to a temperature below 60 degrees Celsius, or else the enhancer will not work.
That's weird. That's oddly
Now,
Pacific.
serve and enjoy.
Yes, a word I can't say. That's oddly... Why the fuck did he have a respirator mask on when he was cooking?
Many people get pets for companionship.
They form bonds and grow relationships with these animals, even to the point of them being considered a part of the family. Most people get dogs or cats, but maybe you want something more interesting.
Me with my 2 soon to bring 3 cats.
Then you may want to get yourself a trimming.
What the fuck?
These lumps of meat have grown a reputation to be a loving companion for many people in the recent months. Although, most people may not know the proper ways to care for them. Today, we will be showing you how you can care for your pet trimming. Taking care of a trimming is fairly easy, but this is no reason to slack off. They are living things and do require
I'm so
maintenance.
impressed with how it looks. How did he make
The first
that?
thing to keep in mind when keeping a trimming is the temperature of your home. While trimmings are resilient to both high and low conditions, you want to keep your base temperature near room temp, maybe slightly cooler. That being said, trimmings prefer warmer areas to nest. A simple setup you may use is a box with some blankets on the inside. Make sure there is enough for your trimming to cover itself. And now,
I hate
you have
this
a comfy bed for your buddy.
so much.
Next, you want to give your trimming the best diet possible.
Sorry.
Trimmings are not picky eaters and will eat anything you give them. To keep your trimming
Angelica.
healthy and
Ooh,
strong,
Midwest
a diet
Angelica.
of dry cat
Blah,
or
blah,
dog
blah,
food
blah, blah,
that
blah.
is high in protein, provided 2 times a day, is best. As a treat, you may give your trimming any scraps of your food. Things like apple cores, banana peels, or eggshells are a perfect snack. A thing to remember is trimmings
Nah, if I
are
need
not
someone to get my
brittle
eggshells
and
too, I
make
give them a
plenty of
soul.
noise. To prevent you from having sleepless nights, try to give your trimmings first meal in the late morning or afternoon. This helps them be active during these times instead. Another thing to consider if you want a pet trimming is where they will be living. Your home should have enough space for your trimming to roam around, as well as access to the outdoors, like a backyard. If not, be sure to take your trimmings on regular walks. This gives your trimming the exercise they need, as well as allowing them to meet other trimmings.
Can you fucking imagine?
Trimmings are a social creature and need to interact with others of their kind,
Lovely.
like how they do in the wild. When it comes to entertainment, trimmings are not the most active and aren't the best at fetch or tug of war.
Wonderful.
But here are other ways to keep your trimming entertained. Some toys that trimmings like are little items they can push, around, pull, or carry. Trimmings also enjoy things that you enjoy as well, like watching the television or listening to the radio. They love seeing and listening to all the funny things coming from the devices. After a long day, your trimming might be dirty and need a wash. To clean them, start your bath with a gentle
Does he
warm
also
water
love throwing it back?
mixed with a bit of hand or body wash.
Maybe.
Gently scrub the trimming's feet, armpits, belly, and neck fold. Remember to be careful around their face and avoid getting soap in their eyes, nose, and mouth. Gently pat dry with a towel when done. Now your buddy is all clean.
Is this like a fucking Roomba situation where people will get emotionally attached to their Roombas?
And lastly, as said before, trimmings are social creatures, so be sure to give them plenty of affection. They love receiving pats, scratches, and pets. They also love to sit with you and cuddle. Since they communicate with each other in the wild, it is best to replicate this behavior with them as well. Simply talking to them is plenty enough. You can talk about your day, if anything interesting happened at work, if you are working on any new recipes, or talk about the weather. Trimmings are very good listeners and love to be involved. With all of these in mind, you are now well equipped to have a trimming become a part of the family.
do things right, and you will have a companion for a long while.
Excuse me? It can last it lives for 8 to 12 years, but I also feel like that's probably a lie. On offsides, reproduction distribution, our view of the following footage, particularly infringement penalty instructions lead penalty enforced by the federal law. Discard this tape immediately.
In the year of 1945,
Excuse me?
the war finally ended, the cleanup process had started. During routine sweep of an underground train tunnel, the cleanup crew made a grotesque discovery. Found completely filling the tunnel was a meaty wall, and in the center of the mass was an opening with several skulls surrounding it. Closer inspection of the blockage revealed that the mass was actually an extremely engorged meat snake. Its impeccable size had blocked off the entirety of the tunnel's path.
That's
There was
so...
many strange things with this creature. First was the coloration. A typical meat snake's color is bright reds and light browns. This particular meat snake was a very deep maroon. Another strange thing about it was its behavior. This creature barely moved. Meat snakes are normally sluggish and encumbersome, but the specimen discovered seemed to lack even basic motor functions.
Well, that's
Its
because...
behavior was that of a plant's. Stationary, with only minor movements within. One would assume it was dead. The reason the meat snake may act this way may be because it was completely lodged in place and minimized movements to conserve energy. But how would it have gotten this deep into the tunnel in the first place?
I don't fucking know.
And by the looks of weathering, it had been in there for quite some time. So how did it get so large? The answer was discovered by a different cleaning crew, who found the other end of the tunnel. They followed it until it met with the other end of the meat snake. Alongside it was a huge pile of carcass.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you.
Meat snake's skin also displayed great amounts of
Oh,
resilience.
fuck you. That actually scared
It
me.
took several days of cutting to even obtain a sample. Here, you can see the clear difference between this meat snake specimen versus a normal meat snake's membrane. Testing on the sample showed that it had great immunity to damage.
Great difference
It
between a
tolerated
regular meat
extreme
skin bite
freezing
and the
temperatures,
specimen found
extreme
left.
heat temperatures, and even high doses of radiation. It is a wonder how such durability can occur in an organic creature.
I don't know, fucking
Another
mutations.
strange phenomenon is the smell off the skin.
Phenomenon.
Normally, it would have a sour smell of rotting flesh. But the specimen displayed a rather pleasant smell, like that of cooking scrambled eggs.
Excuse me?
Meat snake was later discovered to be missing by unknown survivors. How the meat snake grew in size was discovered to be...
Hey. Mimic defense instructional tape. Isn't it illegal to use this audio or this sound?
As of the time of this video's release, we have been facing a concerning increase of missing persons and fatalities on a global scale.
That's so
The
fun.
reason for this is because we are under attack. We have discovered that there has been a significant growth of mimic populations, which is threatening public safety. National leaders have released this instructional recording to teach you on how to defend yourself. Here is what you need to know about the threat. Mimics are humanoid, intelligent predators that are highly adaptive and feed solely on human prey. Mimics gain information on people by watching their daily lives and pick to hunt people when they are most vulnerable. The most common times a mimic will attack is when you are asleep, out walking alone, or in a cornered position. Mimics are cautious and calculative creatures, taking precautions to ensure a successful hunt. They utilize various tactics to capture a person by surprise. One of the more well-known tactics is hiding itself inside of furniture, to blend into its environment. Common objects that mimics can hide inside are sofas, recliners, wardrobes, ottomans, and other places a mimic can comfortably work.
Imagine trying to fuck and there's a mimic
Mimics
under
are
your
able
bed.
to contort their body in ways that allow them to fit inside smaller places. They also use it to expand their body, making themselves appear larger for intimidation. Another
Double fun.
method mimics use to blend in is their ability to put on
Evidence changed crystal chains. Obviously, accounts for information. Discard and destroy all copies of tape immediately. Don't let the mimics bite you.
Got it.
Oh, they're fucked.
Let's see. Yep, it's working.
Hey, can we get a move on?
1 sec. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
You only have 30 minutes of tape on that.
I know, but just gotta see how it works. Like,
Yeah, well,
I never got to
don't
use
have
one
all
of
night.
these. Too bad. You were the only person who could film with me, so you're gonna have to put up with it.
They're gonna die, aren't they?
Screw you. Screw you.
Screw you.
Still way too dark. 1 sec. There we go. Hello.
Why did it get so red?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. You got some light now. But look at that over there. You can't see anything unless I like point directly over there. Like, nope, can't see nothing.
Are you sure we should be out this late?
Fine. I'll cook you stuff when we get home. Don't worry.
I'm hungry.
Too bad.
They're gonna die. Don't go in the woods. That's not a good thing to do.
Hopefully I show up on camera, so.
Don't go in the
Hopefully
woods.
there are lights out there. Dogs barking are never a good sign.
No.
This would have been the sign then to leave.
The sky is
Go.
nice.
So you decided to go investigate it?
There we go, we're getting close.
See, I'm a white person, but this is some white people shit. Like, I would not be doing this shit for free. Actually, no, you couldn't pay me to do this.
Soon, okay? Almost
I was
there.
before you forced her into the woods.
It'll be like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, okay? We're on the road. We're almost there. We just got past the tree line and make the way to the trailer park.
5 minutes, he says. 5 minutes. Y'all ain't living this. You're gonna die. Yeah, I think he's by himself. Nope. You think?
Yo, look at this. I didn't see this on my way over here last time. It's cool. Like, we could get a shot of this in, like, atmosphere, you know?
It just looks like tetanus to me.
Hold 1 second, let me get a good lighting on that. There we go, yeah.
Let me get a good lighting hat, he says.
Hey, look, it's like old stuff here as well. Anyways. We're on the flat part now. Yeah, we're close. Trailer should be right up ahead.
You said 5 minutes. It's been a lot more than 5 minutes, and I also feel like it's been more than 30 minutes, so that roll of film for that camera should have been out.
Year 1990, teenage boy was coming home from the trailer late night. Although, when he arrived at home, he found a grisly scene. Detail Barrar, his father, that he came home to, was found dead. The grisly scene lies before him. Police were called. They came to investigate. Strange thing though, they immediately closed off everything. No one was allowed near, but only a few witnesses saw what truly happened there. For some reason, the police were acting very weird, trying to keep everyone away and telling little information. And when the information was released to the public, they say it was a suicide. Although, the trailer and most people living nearby moved away pretty much immediately. deny what happened, and he was much too busy to do that. But police haven't come out about anything yet. So that's why I'm here to answer what truly happened. And that's it.
So the police are saying it was a suicide, but they know it was an early attempt.
Okay.
It had to have been a mimic.
Chris? 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 Where are you? Chris!
Did Matt just get fucking nabbed?
This isn't funny!
She's gonna get attacked. Now she's alone, she's a prime target for a mimic.
What are you doing?
It's not him.
This isn't funny.
Girl, don't even look behind you, start running. Girl, just be sprinting. I would have dropped the camera. Oh shit. Oh my god. Have fun sleeping tonight, people. I've seen this episode. And this is a warning that needs to be said about this episode. This episode involves a child's death. I highly advise skipping this part or just muting, because this is a very dark episode, and yeah, I will say there's nothing graphic. It is not shown, you just hear it. So yeah, I'm going to advise that if you cannot handle this, look away now. Because this is a very dark episode. Okay, let's continue on! Yippee! Carnis speeches log number 14. Following discovery of harvester. Notable population density discovery between the dates of 1989, August 1st, and then whatever the fuck. Maps display the chart population harvester located on a monthly basis. Oh my god. Oh god. Harvesters nearby. So one of the kids ran farther away. Still August. Oh fuck no. You can see them moving. The kid's gonna get grabbed. He's gonna step on one of the tendrils, isn't he? They're going towards that. They're going towards that little island. It's just me that looked like a skull. She finds her kid. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Oh my god. Flavor enhancer commercial, yippee! Holy shit. What the fuck?
That is why we, at Nutrier Co., have made it
I don't
so
like
that
you
may
fuckers
enjoy
either.
every single bite you take. With our product, the Flavor Enhancer, you can extract every last morsel of taste from your plate. With overwhelming demand for this essential product, even since our start earlier this year, we have delivered what you wanted. Now introducing the Flavor Enhancer Deluxe. Now packaged in a larger size and modified recipe, there is now even more savory goodness to go around.
This has the same vibe of that one
Since our
cooking.
debut in mid-1990, the Flavor Enhancer has shown to be a major hit, with our product flying off the shelves. The Flavor Enhancer Deluxe will allow us to satisfy your growing, tasting needs. Now allowing you to add even more enhancer to your dinner, making your food even better to enjoy. The Flavor Enhancer Deluxe, available on shelves now.
Apply below 60 degrees Celsius for better.
Nutrier Co. Experience
That's
true
very
savor.
weird that they have to be like... Oh, please don't. Ow.
These larger serving sizes make dining even more pleasant, now allowing more generous amounts of enhancer at a time. Flavor Enhancer Deluxe, now available in stores near you. Nutrier Co. Experience true savor.
Make your taste buds pop with the new deluxe size. Make tasting even more awesome.
Spoil your kids with this essential part of every meal. Nutrier Fruit Savor.
What the fuck?
Flavor Enhancer Deluxe,
That's just a bread.
required for all meals, no matter how small it seems, just a little more. It is crucial to everyday eating.
I hate this so fucking much. Is this fucking like subliminal messaging right now? I fucking hate that. I hate that so fucking much. Thanks. I hate it. No, thank you. Uncover documents. Huh? Newly branded product for nutrient instant hit with record sales. Confidential info. Files classified or not released to the public. Hi. Facing charge. The flavor enhancer only statement made from the company as far as dismiss any issues that their products is safe to consume. They're fucking using the thing, aren't they? Oh, they all have the badge. Is this a cult? Is there something growing out of the fucking ant? Is the flavor enhancer made out of the spores the one thing releases? Carcass conflicts with Blank, the private company of Contain and Research Council Associated Society, the PSCA, has experienced backlash from the government agencies about cooperation and violence of newly entered policy of new log. Message to Carcass. Ah, shit, here we go. December 30th, 1999. I almost said 1999. 1990.
In the distant horizon, the group of monoliths stand vacant. Although closed off to outsiders, their stance can be observed well outside the perimeter.
New log message to Carcass.
It is known to have hundreds of thousands of fibers that weave themselves deep underground, all connected in a grand mycelial network.
You might be confused as to why you received this package. This was left to you because we share a common goal. I'm aware that you studied Carnis and researched their properties. I'm also
The private. Okay, wait, no, that was the previous thing.
Something isn't as it seems, and you know this too.
Oh my god.
Unexplained phenomena, countless casualties, missing persons, fatalities, and yet no proper action, and notable silence about these affairs. People are afraid and confused. Why is nothing being done? Because they don't want us to know. We've been kept in the dark, while those above us slither amidst the blind. They have slowly been numbing our minds to their schemes. But they've made one
So the flavor enhancers basically fuck your development up.
traces of
Flavor evidence tape.
I've collected these pieces and found their loose ends.
They were the siblings from before.
The documents included with this tape is all the information that I have gathered. Every continuity, every cover, every crime that I could find, they all lead here. Something has been going on these few years. Something big. Something they don't want us to know about. Just when you come in. I don't have the power to change things, but you do. Alongside the documents are plans. Plans for a meeting, one of great importance. You have the resources. With this information I have provided to you, I hope you can put a stop to all the scandals. I just hope it isn't too late.
What the fuck? Oh god, here we go.
The monoliths are truly an astonishing sight to behold.
I'm so scared. Are they moving towards where the Nautilus are, like, stationed near? Facility, oh my god. We'll skip the season 2 trailer and then just go directly into this. But Jesus Christ. Dog, why did it sound like my microwave was just going off? Hey, Carnis! What?
Mission brief.
I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. This looks like a monster. Cause like here's part of the skull, like here's the jaw, an eye, a nose, here's part of the head. This looks like a meat snake, but this looks like a second meat snake is starting to come out. Like, is that just me? Cause it's like, you could argue like, here's the eyes, here's part of the mouth. Like, it looks like it's coming apart.
Mission brief.
I don't know. I just want to point that out. Facility 0.
Alpha team, in position.
Why are we going like Call of...
In position.
Why are we going Call of Duty X style
Gamma
now?
team, in position.
Copy. Beginning phase 1.
Eyes on the point. Clearing pathway now.
What the fuck is that?
Pathway cleared. Give me the green light.
Did they just shoot a thing?
Copy. Green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
Dude, the music's a vibe.
Beginning advance. All right, we're heading out. Move, move, move!
Holy shit. Is that the one that they shot at? Dude, I'm just vibing.
Lights off. Come on. Move.
There's no way it's gonna be this fucking easy. No shot. You got an entire organization. There's no way they're gonna make it this easy. The fuck?
Keep your distance. Single file.
Thanks, my guy. You know, because nothing bad is gonna happen. Nothing bad ever happens in these shows.
Alpha team in position. We are experiencing mechanical interference. Should we resume? Copy. Phase 3 is still a go. Preparing for breach.
Breach in 3, 2, 1. Breach.
Get down! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get down! Get down! Put down your weapon!
What the fuck?
Get down! Put your hands up! Get down! I said get down!
What the fuck were they worshipping? Did I just witness a fucking cult? Lovely. I agree, I go to cult now. That's so fun. There's still a minute left to this video. What the fuck? Season 1 finale. Woo! Y'all know the drill by now. Gore, violence, death, flashing lights, all that crazy shit that probably should not be showing, but here we fucking are anyways. Why did my camera struggle to focus on me? What entity has entered my room?
Restricted zone, where a large group of cultists have been apprehended. Several teams of military personnel have arrested some high-ranking cultists and have
Cult leader apprehended. Military veteran Simon Vanguard, found to be the head of a secret organization. Simon was arrested during a raid of the Landborough Morgue, where he was a found high-ranking cult member in a ritualistic sacrifice. Custody of Simon was handed over to the police by Carnis, where he will be face trial for his crimes.
To the public. Shockingly, several of these members are well-renowned politicians and high-ranking members of multiple governments across the
Many
globe.
documents have been released providing sufficient proof of the atrocities that were being committed.
Wow.
These crimes include murder, kidnapping, torture, ritual sacrifice, and the list goes on.
The members are found guilty of deliberately providing false information to the public in an attempt to cause harm.
The new Trier Company has been found to have very significant ties with cultist activities and has been shut down. All new Trier products have been deemed hazardous for consumption.
Cultivation farms are facing pressure to shut down.
Public unrest grows as the new Trier cult case brings more crimes that were hidden away to light.
The people are outraged by how little was actually being done.
They demand that something be done to handle the Carnis species.
Riots appear in the streets.
Wow.
Protests begin to turn.
Our leaders were plotting against us. Who do we trust? What happens now?
Hello, what the fuck are you? Okay, never mind. Forget I asked. Hello?
Welcome to Magister's Wonder Show.
Hi.
I am the Magister, and get ready to explore all of the world's wonders.
Hi.
Today, we are learning about the Circle of Life.
Okay. We are learning about the Circle of Life. We're with Carcass. Never mind. Dr. Head of Doctorate of Carcass, Progress Report, Carcass Date, 1991.
Test report number 4. We still know very little about the nature of the entities. There are 7 singularities in total. Each singularity is roughly 1 meter in diameter. They are made of an unknown material, although it looks and feels very similar to glass. We are unable to sample it in fear of causing potential damage. The material is very dark in color, but has red shimmers of light swirling inside. There are some hints of other colors present, but is mostly dominated by the red. Each entity hovers above the ground in a stationary position.
It's shiny.
Although they
I want to touch it.
Relative ease. Our equipment can detect some subtle pulses of energy in rhythmic but random patterns.
Oh. That shit is laughing. That shit is laughing at us. Oh, that bitch knows.
We don't know what they are. We don't know if it is breathing or communicating. We don't even truly know if they are even organic. This is nothing new, just confirming what we already know. Our first experiments didn't give any interesting leads. The most we got was some interference with electronics, especially when there is more than one kept close together. But the experiment we conducted showed extremely significant results. The experiment played out like this. In test chamber 1, a live cow was released into the chamber with V1 for an extended period. They were left together for 24 hours. The test showed minimal results from the entity and an increase in stress from the cow. Next, the body of a cow was put into the chamber with V1 for 24 hours. The results were extraordinary.
Don't get too excited now. Oh.
5 hours after the whole body had been ingested, concentrations of Kroll rapidly grew from several points from within the chamber. What this could mean, it rewrites everything we knew about the Vita Carnis species.
Allow the crawl to grow out.
Fun!
First, a young larva hatches from within its egg. It will roam around and find food to help it grow and grow. Once they are big enough, they transform into a pupa, and after some more time, they transform into an adult beetle. The adult beetle will go out into the world in search of food.
Crawl specialist, head cultivator, progress report.
Audio log. Progress report for crawl samples. Cultivation has been successful. So far, we grew them with 3 specific environmental factors. 1 is our control group, 2 with access to additional nutrition sources, and 3 with exposure to radio signals. Group 1 grew on par with standard crawl samples. No distinct abnormalities. Group 2 grew at a faster pace than the control group, as expected. No distinct abnormalities.
Well,
Group 3 grew against its normal pattern, weaving its way toward the radio. Once the device was claimed, it switched to usual growth patterns. Again, no distinct abnormalities.
So they're drawn to wavials.
In conclusion,
Wavials.
the samples that were grown in V1's test chamber don't seem to differ from others grown from other sources. Still, we will continue with more factors.
So they're drawn to
groups,
radio
just
waves.
in case. There have been some developments in the propagation group.
What?
V1 samples have seemingly been able to produce nodules at a slightly quicker rate than wild samples. Control groups show that V1 samples begin node development a few days faster. More time will be needed to say for sure. As for the nodes themselves, there aren't any distinct abnormalities. We've successfully hatched a dozen Carnis juveniles, several trimmings,
Thank God.
2 meat snakes,
Okay.
and even 1 mimic.
What?
We will be sending them to the enclosures after everyone's reports get sent out.
I'm fucking sorry. You have a what? You have a fucking mimic? Oh, it's gonna kill you.
Ground into a fine mint and is now ready for the garden.
Training specialist progress 1981 831.
Audio log. Progress report for trimming colony.
The fucking what now?
Significant progress in learning the social patterns of a
The fucking what now?
keeping together. A new batch of juveniles were added to the main colony at the beginning of the new progress report. They were accepted into the community immediately. No conflict or rejection observed. They did provide the circumstances to document more of their interactions. Trimmings communicate through a series of vocal cues. Colony members meeting the new batch with squeaks and squeals.
Oh.
They also are not afraid to show us when they are upset. Trimmings also use some physical displays as well. For example, trimmings do a chewing or chatter motion with their mouths when they are happy or interested in something. The experiment that we performed was to explore the extent of their communication skills. The test went like this. We took one of the trimmings and had them in place in a modified enclosure. A speaker would play 2 separate audio cues.
Oh my God.
A positive cue would play, followed by a treat.
and a negative cue, followed by a small spray of cold water.
No! Don't!
We did several rounds of both audio cues to condition the trimming's response.
Condition. You fucking conditioned them. My little guy just wants his treats. Stop!
The trimming was released back to its colony. And after a few hours, we tested how much the trimmings communicated. Another speaker was placed near the colony's enclosure, where we played the same audio cues. It is incredible to see how layered their social interactions can be. Although, we tried something a bit bizarre. We found out that a wild colony had settled around the Pacific.
Oh. What the fuck did you do?
We set up a radio device near the wild colony and near ours. We linked both devices up and played the cues.
Oh.
There's many dangers out there in the world. There are many predators that would love to have beetles for a snack. And unfortunately, not all beetles make it. Yes, it is sad, but that's how the circle of life works. But look, one of the beetles has laid eggs. And once the beetle's eggs hatch, the beautiful cycle starts again.
So in other words,
life continues on.
Oh my god. So you are telling me that they know? Holy shit. So you are fucking telling me that the trimmings that are wild are replicating the same thing as the one in captivity? Oh, we're fucked. Oh, they're learning. We're fucked. We're cooked. The world is going to hell. I'll reveal progress. This is, I don't like that. I don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this. Flashing lights, gore, violence, death, mute, aggression of eyes. You all know what we're looking at. The fuck? Why is Amazon here? Hello?
Now only the most beautiful, only the most unique specimens.
His name is Bean! Brett.
There are lots of fossils hidden on the earth.
Hi, friend.
And plenty make their way into rivers and streams. You can look for them too.
Meat Snake Specialist for Crew Project Manager.
Audio log. Progress report on the Meat Snake Recreation Project. From our previous report, the juvenile meat snake we selected was grown in a standard captivity cell until maturity. The specimen we had selected was now an acceptable size for the project to begin.
No! What are you doing to my son? What are you doing to him?
The specimen was moved into restraints. Twice a day, we fed it fresh meat, scraps, roadkill, making sure that it received the necessary materials like bones and organs to grow. 4 days into feeding, the specimen's mood mellowed out. The usual intimidation display was now a patient eagerness. It seems that the specimen now understands that we are feeding it. 11 days into feeding, the specimen has slowed down immensely. It has also been occasionally rejecting food. It looks like we have been overwhelming it. not giving it enough time to properly digest and implement the material.
You fucking
Feeding
think?
has been reduced to once a day, but with an increase of portion size.
You fucking think?
19 days into feeding. The meat snake has almost shut down entirely. It no longer reacts to external factors. It still accepts food, but with assistance. A makeshift mechanism was made to help the feeding process. Favorable results have begun to show. The hue of the specimen's skin has been turning shades darker. Sampling period seems to be approaching sooner than expected. Day 21 into feeding. The specimen has reached all the required criteria to begin sampling. We managed to obtain a skin patch intervention. We began with cold resistance. The typical meat snake skin can hold its integrity up to negative 30 degrees Celsius. The specimen sample survived down to negative 100 degrees, even maintaining flexibility. Next, the heat resistance test. The sample was able to withstand impressive temperatures. We were only able to bring the temp up to 3,000 degrees Celsius before we had to bring in new equipment. We used some welding equipment and determined that the sample's limit was capped at around 5,000 degrees Celsius. Sample testing was interrupted by a peculiar event with the specimen. Personnel during the routine feeding found that the meat snake had escaped its restraints.
Oh shit.
By performing mitosis. The two organisms were simply wandering the lab at the time. The project has been halted for now, and the two meat snakes have been moved back into their original enclosure. We are preparing more tests at the start of the new process report. End log.
So they're just gonna have two meat snakes in the same area because they only had one. Oh, stars. Hello, stars and shit. Fuck you.
You can make your own sieve at home. The mesh will catch large debris, allowing smaller things to pass through. But you can add more layers with different mesh to catch more things.
Lovely contestants so far, but there can only be one winner. And this year's winner is Patty!
Oh my god. Mimic expert.
This is my audio report for this month's progress, albeit a little bit late by a few months. Anyways, it's been a bit slow, but there have been some fascinating findings. I guess I'll start with the juveniles. Feisty fellas, already chock full of hunting instinct. Their hunting patterns are similar to other ambush predators. They will wait and then catch their prey with the element of surprise. They prefer to hunt prey smaller than themselves.
Okay, that's a great idea. Just put the fucking mimic in a cage.
Older, they start getting a little cockier.
Oh my god.
But they have the
hey, friend.
technique to back it up. They usually aim for the throat or neck to deliver a kill as fast as possible. But once they metamorphosize into their adult form, it's harder to determine their patterns.
What the fuck?
The juveniles we do manage to get into their adult form don't last very long. They simply hide away, rejecting all food we provide.
Sure, let's put the one thing that can kill all of us behind the chain link fucking fence.
The adults we have all die to starvation. The best candidates for research are the ones we capture out in the wild. They last longer, most likely due to them already having food and nutrients in their systems. It's not something I dwell on too often. I am thankful for the ones they bring in for me. I got several adults, even a few humanoid ones. We're able to understand a bit of how they work before they eventually...
Sure, let's put the one thing. Do they have an elder mimic?
The hunting tack.
Oh no. My sieve isn't working.
Looks like there's a hole in your mesh. Make sure your mesh isn't damaged, or else something might slip through.
Oh no. There's incident with C1 involving cleanup T in chest chamber 1. Hello? Oh my god.
Personnel
Is this the one where they put the dead cow in, or was that 2? Looks like it was.
What happened? My leg's tied. It's bad. It's bad. I'm bleeding. What do I do? I can't reach. What do I do? Help me down, please. Please.
We need medical assistance in test chamber 1.
Oh, God.
Stay calm. Help is on the way. Just try to stay
Damn
still.
it. Oh, God.
All right, we're here. We're going to help you. Lower the ladder slowly. This is going to hurt. Okay, hold still. Ready? Now.
What's happening? What's happening to him?
Get him out of here now.
Get him out!
Oh my god, it had the taste of human blood. It basically did what the one thing did, and it... Cleaner, one broken leg. Leg broken, that's hilarious. Just like, oh my god. Thank you for watching, and God bless. You can't put that in after all this shit. First contact. Yeah, I think it's this episode and this most recent one that I haven't been able to watch. What the fuck is that? Excuse me? What the fuck is that? Hello? The fuck is that? I don't like this.
All the entities are freaking out.
P17 overload.
Turn off the power. Sir, do it.
Nope, it's the next episode and then the latest one I haven't seen. Oh my god. It's called You Did the One Thing That Was Known to Do Realistic Sacrifices, and you let someone go in with an injury leg and offer blood. Shit's gonna hit the fan. Oh, ow.
It is called the electromagnetic spectrum.
Hi!
Backup power is now on. Systems appear to be stable.
Check the damage and get me eyes down there.
What the fuck?
Entering the chamber. Entity seems much more active now.
No, the crawls are still there.
Sir, come in. Sir! I can't tell what you're saying, sir. Please respond. What? What the hell? I can't hear you clear enough.
Get out of there! Move out! Now!
Oh, I should have put subtitles on. I'm sorry for that.
The waves reach the antennae and translate it into sound.
Summary of incident. Cleaner had been caught in between the steps ladder and snapped their— Ooh! Besides unusual bruising and clotting, the cleaner is now stable. At the time of the injury, V1 began to become irritated and extremely active. No persons were injured following the initial accident. During the inspection of chest chamber 1, one of the guards handled transmitter received an experienced interference. Sound that came from the transceiver were chaotic and random, but there were some lines of coherent speech from both Dr. Trados and what seems to be the entity. Dr. Trados came up from the experiment to test the hypotheses. He had a device connected to the test chamber in an attempt to communicate with the entity. Why would you do that? Why?
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you understand what I am saying? Can you hear? Holy shit. What now? What should I say?
Literally anything fucking else. Hi, why are you here? What's going on? What the fuck?
What are you? Let's try something else.
The handheld device was a sort of device used for trimming, testing, and alarm clock radio.
Can you still hear us? Okay. What
12.
are you? Can you explain?
No, it doesn't want to.
What are your connections to the Vita Carnis species?
They want to know what that's called. Okay, never mind. What? What?
These are too vague. Try another question. Do you know why you are here?
Clock isn't blinking.
Did you hear us?
It's not there anymore.
We aren't getting anywhere.
Hmm?
What? Are you talking about the radios?
Uh-oh.
Radios transmit and receive waves and translate it into sound.
Why would you explain this to it? Oh, fuck. Hey, thanks. It's gonna use it again. Oh my god. We fucked up.
Do you want more radios?
Yes. Oh.
Even the color you see and the sounds you hear are radio.
Why am I in the ocean?
Sir, is it really in our best interest to give these things what they want? We don't even know what they're looking for.
Uh-oh.
I understand your concern, but this is the biggest breakthrough we have ever gotten.
It could be a breakthrough for you, but it's learning now.
The greatest breakthrough of all history. Representatives of the representatives are impressed, we get the funding to see how far this can go. So, for now, you and the team go and get the answers they want. Keep making reports, but keep them quick. We need to learn as much as we can in this short time frame.
Yes, sir.
You're falling right into their hands and giving them what they want, because they aren't just being like, we want this. They are learning. For all future testings with the Singularity, there will be a radio with the speaker presented to allow communication with the entities, as well as for personnel to ask questions. That's not terrifying. During the test setup, we were able to capture singularities communicating to each other. We're working to decipher, but as now we are unable to understand what was said. Given several different electronic devices, we tend to communicate more with it, but didn't speak very often. Only single words out loud, not directed towards anyone. It was more interested with the device than our questions. Huh. Testing questions were repeated with other singularities. Each singularity acted different than the other one, and each giving a different answer to the question. Oh, we're fucked. Although there were a few common factors each shared, one factor was the electronic device expression radar. They were all interested in entertainment like television. Fuck. During testing with CB interference and television, notable interference was detected with other electronics. We also spoke aloud several times. So they're interested in technology. There was text on this TV. Did you just say, what is this? Oh my god.
They travel up to 28,000 kilometers per hour.
Hello, friend. Last day before our representatives arrived, after multiple tests with each singularity, we were able to find out each one's personality. Oh, that's fucking great. V1, neutral in expressing itself, to engage with personal intimacy as possible, only shows interest with electronics and testings. V2, curious in nature, asks questions often, describing in its wording, eager to engage in testing. V3, more active, engaging with personnel in detached manner rather than one-on-one, engaged minimally with personnel. C4, actively engages with personnel, curious about personnel and what they are testing, frequently prefers questioning us than conducting tests. V5, more expressive out loud than other singularities, although it speaks often only out loud to itself, has yet to communicate with personnel. V6, rarely engages out loud, only with incoherent noise, doesn't acknowledge personnel, minimal engagement with testing. It's V7 I'm a little bit scared of. Least active similarity has shown minimal engagement with all activities except electronics, only engage with other singularities. UN representatives arrive.
This is our main observation room, where we conduct much of the testing on the singularities. As you can see, we are still performing tests. We have learned much from the entities, and if we were to have your support, we can continue our work here. I am sure we can... What is that?
much learned in our time together. I agree with Dr. Trados. If we continue, I am sure this union will benefit all. Symbiosis, we join together. Let us sow seeds and watch what grows. Divine purpose. Let us show you. Let us guide the way. Join us.
Fuck no!
Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us.
What the fuck did I say? What did I say? You give in to its demand. We are fucked. And look at that. I was right. This is why you don't do testings on shit that we have little to no knowledge about.
It stopped.
What'd I miss?
It's been another 2 hours. Nothing has happened. I'm worried I accidentally scared it off. Or
You didn't
it's
scare
not
it
even
off.
a mimic. I'm going to do something stupid. Okay, I'm going to go and check what happened.
It's right outside the door.
Safe. Going slowly. Okay. Here.
It's right outside the fucking door, isn't it?
Gun. Just in case.
You got the gun, so. Holy shit! Yeah, kid, you're fucked. You ain't. Was that him moving the camera, or could you hear the elder mimic outside the door?
Day 9. No movement detected. I think it's time.
It's right outside the door.
I can't keep staying here. I'm beginning to lose it. I need to leave. Gather my stuff and leave. I need to be careful. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay. I've got everything I need. Oh, gun in hand. It's time to go.
It's right outside the door. Oh my god! I said that as a joke! I said that as a joke!
Day 11. Still out there.
I didn't realize the motherfucker was just like, hey buddy, hey friend, hey pal!
Why hasn't he come to kill me? I'm trapped. I can't
toying.
escape. Why?
It's toying. Is it his sketchbook? It's his voice. It's literally his voice.
Please stop. I can't. Please.
It's learning to mimic his voice. Oh my god. Did he shoot it? Also, I think I missed the part where he pulled the radio on, which, as we are learning, they are like getting used to the signals of those, so he knew he was there the entire time.
Red. I hit it. Right in the face. Nearly point blank. I heard him scream, then silence. I
shot
know
it.
I didn't kill it. The lights indicate that.
You know what? At least he went out guns blazing. Oh my god. Footage was recovered from Farrah's personal recorder. The camera recorder was finished and then sank next to Farron's body. Oh my god! None of his other equipment or supplies shown in the footage were present in the home. It destroyed evidence. I'm sorry to say things are a lot more dire than expected. Be careful. Please don't fucking torment me! I have not seen this. I don't have much time left. I think they're beginning to realize what I'm doing. I sent over the last package containing everything I thought looked important. If I don't talk to you again, assume the worst. I don't know how hard it is to combat this alone, but I don't think we have a choice. We figured it out. Again, good luck to you, B. Again, sounds like a fucking microwave beep. Hi.
Sleeping is the body's way of taking a break, allowing it to grow and repair itself.
Oh.
Your brain goes through 4 cycles of sleep.
Oh no. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Harvest bulb is now acceptable size to begin testing. The bulb will be transferred to a special holding cell designed for research for harvest behavior. Like, that's gonna be a great fucking idea. After capturing the Nishur cult at the Facility Zero, the scaring of the entity, Team Alpha, Beta, and Gamma to the space facility containing within multiple items that were deemed of interest. 2 of these items were living Imperial carcass, hosts of influence, and collection of different types of powder. Studies of this power led to classification of 3 distinct substances. Vial A of horse spores, vial of nutrient flavor enhancing, C host, unknown composition. Was I fucking right about that? The host of influence was captured and contained at the Carcass facility for research purposes. The goal was to understand the nature of the host as well as the use purpose for 3 powders of the nutrient cult. Hey, Shorty! You look fucking terrifying! Test reports spore exposure and its effect. The host would be placed in a modified cell that would have ventilation holes to another cell. The test subject would be placed in an opening cell and be exposed. Test stellar cells in effect. The subject will then be recommended and qualified to monitor behavior. Once the symptoms subsides, the subject will be given a vocal and written report of the effects they feel while under the influence. Reports for this test were as follow.
Poisonous sting cells have hollow barbs to stun and eventually kill prey.
In the first
Someone's
stage,
watching
your body
it.
begins to relax and your brain activity begins to slow.
1995. Bulb added to the holding cell. Once it is finished settling into the new environment, we shall start testing. Bulb has reached maturity. It is now ready for next step of testing. Testing part Harvard's venom extraction. Now that the harvest is large enough, it is possible to substantially extract the venom from the tendrils. Obtaining the venom in a safe manner will prove to be difficult given the risk of lethal injection. One method that could be used to obtain venom would be lower of a silicone sponge that could be pursed and absorb the injection fill and was planned on the harvest ground. Not actually a terrible idea. But that would have to be a giant ass sponge. During the test for the harvest tendril, where we lowered a dummy into the harvest grounds, the bulb displayed its effective trapping prey. Oh my god! We need to scrap the idea of the silicone sponge given the aggressive of the harvest and the damage it caused, leading to potential failure in the venom extraction. Oh my god! Volunteer testing progress. Carnis take 1991. Exposure 1. Subject with exposure spore mild irritation display when inhaling. The host seems agitated by the presence of the subject. Attempting to attack them was given the chance. Damaging the barrier. Subjects were removed from the cell promptly. Decontamination. Subject quarantined for 36 hours until the symptoms subsided. The subject on the influence waits at the door in a mindless state. Does it not know how to open doors? Subject symptoms were eased and is now ready for reports.
I feel tired and I have aches in my legs and arms. I'm also quite nauseous. Not dizzy, but foggy, if that makes sense. I don't feel too bad overall. The worst I feel is very hungry and thirsty.
Written report. My vision was darkened and blurred, like wearing glasses of the wrong prescription. My mind, it took an extra effort just to do the actions I thought of. Then I was filled with a blind need to leave my room. I couldn't explain why, like forgetting why you walked into a room, but instead it was forgetting why you were leaving one. My ears rang the entire time. Oh, I could not be able to do that. Dude, I already have ringing in my ear consistently. This would fucking drive me insane. Oh, you can hear them talking. Yeah, they're flipping through channels.
In the second stage, your heart rate and breathing slow, and your body temperature lowers.
Is that true? Given no safe option at the times, resulting in sedating the harvest and mainly siphoning out the venom. Venom extraction this way was proven effective. That's fucking terrifying. We managed to extract 2 milliliters each venom from a total of 5 spine each. The paralysis venom left is more abundant in each spine. The anticoagulant venom, right. Exposure 2. Subject experiences agitation. The host will display aggression but appears less irritated. Subject quarantined while still displaying mindlessness. The subject was greatly distressed in their containment. While inwardly coming out, the symptoms again eased.
I'm much more, I'm exhausted now. My joints feel tight, and my muscles as well. There's a slight tremor in my fingers. I'm very disoriented. And my head is pounding. I'm also seeing silhouettes, and my vision is, I don't know, like if you looked at a light for too long and it gets burned into your vision. I'm getting better though. I think I should be fine to continue.
Motherfucker, you do not look fine. Written report. My eyes, hair, everything was too out of focus. My eyes hurt, everything was too out of focus. It was dark. I saw flashes of light just out of reach. The ringing was so loud I thought I heard whispers. I couldn't tell the ring drawn out most aspect. I can't remember everything I did, often being, again, just trying to get out. I need to get out. Is he gonna turn into a host? The singularities are talking.
In the third stage, your body should now be almost fully relaxed.
Project Valid was a greatly success. We have constant supply of each venom being extracted. Exposure 3. The subject displayed unusual symptoms. Those appear to have mellowed out and has displayed curious for the subject. I'm gonna get rid of the subtitles just so I can read this. While in the middle of quarantine, the subject began hitting themselves against the door in a means to escape. The subject was swiftly detained and restrained to prevent further harm. After the effects wore off, the subject ensured that they are willing to continue the test.
It feels numb, like pressure. It's not bad. It doesn't hurt. I don't think so, at least. I
His eyes are so sunken in.
remember something. I can't pin it though. Like remembering a dream. It was bright. It was nice. I felt important.
Written report. I've seen figures dancing in the dark. I want to catch them. Why were they there? Why did they want to say to me? I couldn't hear the whispers. Too much ringing. I need to hear what they said. Why did they need me? Why was I called? Pull him out.
And finally, in stage 4, something strange happens. Brain activity begins to pick up again, and your eyes begin to rapidly move. This stage is called rapid eye movement sleep, or REM sleep. REM sleep is believed to be your brain working on cognitive function, learning, and memory. This stage also has the most likely chance you will dream.
We concluded that harvest changes were not triggered by trimming test subjects, while we concluded that other members of Venus Carnis may also share this protection. More testing is required. Well, also, the trimmings are small. Exposure 4. A significant finding during exposure. The spores emanated from the host now have a distinct red hue instead of its usual orange appearance. The host displays mellow behavior. Subject was restrained to the bed to prevent any harm they may do themselves, despite the subject tried to resist their restraint while under influence. Oh my god.
I see it. It is dark.
Take him out.
A light so beautiful. I devote myself to the great truth, to stray from darkness and meet the light. For wonder and wisdom, I serve my Lord. I serve my Lord. I serve my Lord. I serve my Lord.
Given clear mental strain, the subject testing has been halted indefinitely.
But what are dreams?
Ah, shit. What are dreams?
Hey, why am I tied up? What's going on? Hey! Sit still, Bruce. It's all right. Dr. Trados, why am I here? Calm yourself. We're just going to ask a few questions. The restraints are just a precaution.
What?
Relax.
Okay.
So, Bruce Phoenix, you are the manager in our files department, is that correct?
Yes.
What would you say you do?
I, organize documents, process reports, tapes, files, mainly with our experimentation unit.
I see. The reason I ask is because I believe there have been some issues recently with your department. Have you noticed anything?
No. I don't think so.
Really? Nothing at all?
No. It seems to be in order to me. Why?
Well, I asked because we had a look through our documentation and noticed some inconsistencies.
Like what, sir?
We noticed that there has been some tampering with some particular documents. Classified documents. Nothing too big, but it seems someone's been covering some things up. Well, you are the head of that department, so we thought you would know something.
He's gonna die.
Are you sure you don't know anything?
I'm sure.
That's a shame.
I'm sure too. You know, loyalty is an important part of how we work here. We handle some important things, classified things we don't want getting into the wrong hands. So when we find out that someone has been smuggling documents behind our back, that is awfully concerning. Especially when that person, I don't know, is lying right to my face.
I'm not lying, sir!
Stop! Especially when we have them on video. Which leads me to ask, why are you taking tapes out?
I can explain! I was just...
Stop! I don't need to know what you were doing with them, but I do need to know one thing. Who are you sending them to?
No one!
Who are you sending them to?
Please, sir, listen!
He's dead.
I was just organizing them and I had to move them!
Who are you in contact with?
Does he have a gun?
So please! I'm not lying!
We are past that, Bruce.
No, it's just
Why
asleep.
do you think this was acceptable? What you were doing threatens national security. You are actively threatening the progress of the human species.
No! I'm trying to save the human species. What we are doing here is wrong! It's those things! They have brainwashed you! They are messing with your judgment. Safety protocols, basic upkeep, reckless experiments. This isn't progress! This is madness! You are becoming like those monsters who worship them! Please, Marshall. We need to stop.
He's dead.
I will ask one last time. Who are you contacting?
He's dead.
Never. I'm done. I won't be a part of this. I'm done.
Cut the cameras.
He's dead.
Have you watched some of the tapes of the experiments we do?
No.
It's interesting, some of the things in there. Did you know in harvesters that both of the venoms they inject are lethal? The neurotoxin doesn't just block the nerve signals, it directly attacks each nerve, causing sudden paralysis in muscles, moving deeper into your vitals. But for each nerve that dies, you feel every single thing. But all you can do is sit in silence.
That is horrifying.
Until your heart stops beating, your lungs stop breathing, and your brain shuts down. Unfortunately, usually the other venom causes you to bleed out first. Sir, what are you doing? Unfortunately, sir, please. No, please don't. Don't, please don't. No. Sorry, watch out. No, no, no. Please.
He looks like a mimic. He looks like a mimic. The guy injecting him looked like a mimic, but oh my god.